Right, okay, fan reaction time then. Burnley 2, Hull City nil. And I know I've already said it in my 60-second review, but I just want to reiterate Burnley were superb tonight. They really, really were. They were fantastic. I stand by what I said in the 60-second review. I think that's the best football. In the first half, I think that's the best football we've played for the last 2 seasons. Obviously, last season we tried to play football the right way, if there is a right way, and just got annihilated every single week doing it, except when we played Sheffield United, obviously. And this season, it's been sort of like slow to get going, but I feel like now we are really hitting our stride, and we're hitting our stride at the right time. And I just want to just rewind a little bit as well. I did say, obviously, in the 60-second review that I feel like it was very sort of like similar to the Oxford performance. So just the difference was we put the ball in the back of the net. I know we scored the own goal against Oxford, but it's technically not us putting it in the back of the net, is it? But we missed a lot of big chances against Oxford, didn't we? I'm not going to reel them all off again, but we missed a lot of big chances. We actually missed some big chances tonight against Hull. The only difference was we missed them all against Oxford, whereas we put 50% of them in the back of the net tonight against Hull. And to be fair, that Humphreys one, absolutely brilliant strike from Humphreys. That's not even going to be high on the XG scale if you do like that stat. And I know some of you don't like that stat, and I'm not a massive fan of it, but I do think it's a good indicator to show sort of like who's sort of like on top and how good the chances are you're creating. But tonight against Hull, we created 1.46 XG. Against Oxford, we actually created more in 1.52. So there were a lot of negativity surrounding that Oxford performance, despite the win, despite the fact that it actually took us second for a little bit, just because we didn't put the ball in the back of the net as much. But tonight we didn't, and we didn't, according to the XG thing, whether you like it or not, we didn't actually create as many good chances as we did against Oxford. But yeah, obviously the difference tonight is the thing that matters is we put it in the back of the net. But yeah, we were absolutely superb. I thought, you know what, I actually thought Hull started relatively well until a couple of minutes before we scored that goal, and we were starting to get on top then. And I think that goal absolutely sort of knocked the wind out of their sails and gave us a bit of confidence. And after that, we were just, that first half, we were just dominant, absolutely dominant. Hannibal was absolutely superb. That role should be his for the rest of the season, in my opinion. I know some fans, I'm going to say don't like him. I don't think it's that they don't like him. They just don't see what he brings to the team. I think when he plays in that box-to-box, he is superb, and I don't see how we can drop him now unless he's sent off again or picks up an injury between now and the end of the season. And we're left with a little bit of a dilemma here now, aren't we? Because Josh Brownhill is going to be back at some point, obviously when he recovers from that rib injury, obviously that he got against Leeds. What do we do then? Josh Loren, Josh Loren was okay, but today it was better today than he has been in recent weeks. But Cullen, that midfield three were all really, really, they worked well together today. Cullen was superb. What Cullen brings to the team goes under the radar and not seen as much by a lot of fans. He was superb tonight. When Josh Cullen plays well, Burnley play well, and we played well tonight because he played well. He was superb. I'm going to give the man of the match out in this video because obviously we're not doing a fan reaction, and I know the majority of people are going to give it to Hannibal, and I completely get it. Hannibal is a very, very, very close second for me, but it's Josh Cullen. Josh Cullen was superb. He was just making Burnley tick. He was picking everything up, giving it to Hannibal or Anthony. They're probably the two more creative players tonight. Excuse me, but it were fantastic with Cullen. Really, really love Cullen when he plays like that. He's an absolute joy to watch. But yeah, shout out for Jaden Anthony as well. I thought he was superb as well. Obviously got the assist. He was really, really good. There were some occasions where the final ball wasn't great, or he'd run at the defender and make the wrong decision, try and do a little bit too much. I think that's just for me why I'm not giving him the man of the match. He got the man of the match from the sponsors in the stadium, to be fair. But yeah, for me it was Cullen. Anthony was superb though. I just sometimes would like him to make a better decision, but at least he's trying to make things happen. Thought Foster were quiet on the other side. Again, I would like to see him in his more natural position, a more central position. He wasn't poor, I just don't think he got into the game as much as the likes of Anthony and Hannibal tonight. But when he had to do what he had to do, he did it relatively well. Obviously, Fleming played well. Obviously, got the goal. Should have had more. He could have had an hat-trick. He should have, at the minimum, had two. Very, very minimum, he should have had two. That sitter he missed in the first half, I've not seen it back. But the ball absolutely whizzed across. Was it Anthony again, who was that across? I think it might have been. I can't remember off the top of my head. Forgive me, I've not seen it back. But it whizzed it at a bit of a pace, but still, a professional footballer's got to put that in the back of the net. But again, and no complaints from me. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Was Fleming? He did what he had to do well. Other than that, and there was a header in the second half as well, which I don't know if I'm being overly critical on this one. Minimum, he should have hit the target. I think he should have scored. I think he should have had a hat-trick tonight. Again, I've not seen that one back either. But yeah, we were absolutely superb tonight. My only issue from tonight is that Sheffield United have won. It looked like at one point they might be dropping points, and that's a good win, that, at home to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough are a weird side, though. Sometimes I watch them and I think these are class. Sometimes I watch them and I think these are absolutely dog turd. And it sounds like maybe they put in one of their poor performances tonight. I'm not sure, obviously. I've seen it. I was on the turf. And Sunderland won as well. Nice, looks like a nice, easy run-of-the-mill victory against Luton, who were banging trouble, by the way. Looks like they could be getting relegated. But yeah, enough about them, obviously. Focus on ourselves, and very happy tonight. I feel like a lot of the negative Nancy's have gone into hiding tonight. There's not much you can say about Burnley tonight that's going to be negative, other than that goal music. I know I tweeted about it, but I just want to talk about it now. Whose idea was that? I don't even know what song it is, by the way. Is it? It just sounded like some generic drum dance crap, and I don't want to go full certified uncle on you all. But it's because where I was sat in the top of the Jimmy Mac, the speakers aren't great when you go a little bit higher in the Jimmy Mac, and I couldn't really hear what the music was, so I sound like an idiot for slagging the gold music off when I didn't hear it. But from what I could hear, it just sounded like generic crap. Not for me, that it just killed the celebrations. Like Tom Hawk, you'd maybe get away with it, but I think that's been overdone now. And yeah, bin that goal music off straight away. But on the pitch, fantastic. Like I said, I will struggle to find anybody that's going to say anything negative about Burnley tonight, and we were absolutely superb. And obviously, I've noticed that some of the usual suspects on the timeline and on Facebook are relatively quiet tonight because they only like to pipe up when there's something to mourn about. But yeah, nothing to mourn about tonight other than results elsewhere and maybe the goal music. But Burnley were absolutely fantastic, and I tell you what, I know I said it at the start of this video, but we really are hitting our stride at the right time. Let's not forget we've got Edwards to come into this team properly. He looks a player, by the way. I know he only got 30 minutes. Even less than that, I think, 20 minutes or something like that. But he looks a player. The touch on the ball, the way he keeps the ball, he tries to run at fullbacks as well. He looks a player. We get him fit, get him in that team, and add to what we've seen tonight. We're going to take some stopping. Leeds are probably a little bit too good for us to catch, but I know I've said it for a while, and I've not really changed my opinion. I just don't see how we don't finish second. Famous last words, obviously. But I just don't see how we don't finish second, obviously, unless Sheffield United win every single week. But they've got to play Leeds, obviously. I think they've got to play Sunderland as well, and they've got to come to the turf. So, yeah, it's going to go to the wire, but it's going to be an exciting one, and I'll absolutely take that. I'm buzzing with tonight. We were absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, absolutely, you'll take those.